From accidents to things that go bump in the night, this is not for the faint of heart. We live in a world where the truth meets the mysterious. So, click like, comment, and subscribe for more content on this channel. This is Candlestick. In the quiet town of Sunset Valley, time didn't just pass, it was kept. And no one kept it better than the choir of Grace Community Chapel. For 20 years, they were the heartbeat of Wednesday nights. At exactly 7:20 p.m., the first notes of the organ would rise. They weren't just singers, they were a machine of habit. Punctuality was their second religion. But on one frozen night in March, the machine broke. While the town slept in the biting cold, a silent killer was filling the basement of the chapel. A faulty valve, a hiss of natural gas, a ticking clock that no one could hear. By 7:25 p.m., the building was a pressurized bomb, and 15 people were supposed to be standing right on top of it. 7:25. The spark came from the furnace. It happened. The explosion didn't just break the silence, it erased it. The Grace Community Chapel didn't just collapse, it vanished into a cloud of brick and fire. Windows 3 blocks away shattered. The local radio went dead. In the echoes that followed, the town held its breath. They knew the schedule. They knew the choir loft was directly above the furnace. They knew that 15 of their neighbors were gone. But as the smoke cleared, a different kind of shock took hold. The ruins were empty. One by one, the dead began to walk out of the shadows, arriving late to their own funeral. How? How does an entire group of punctual people who had never been late in decades, all fail to show up at the exact same moment? The pastor, Reverend Thomas, had lit the furnace early. He should have been back by 7:10. But his daughter spilled her dinner, and a stubborn stain on a dress kept him home for 10 extra minutes. Leo, a student who lived for the choir, was trapped, not by a predator, but by a calculus problem. He refused to leave his desk until the numbers made sense. The math saved his life. Maya and Claire were usually the first at the door, but a mystery program on the radio had reached its climax, and they couldn't turn the dial until the killer was revealed. Elena, the pianist, had never missed a beat in her life, but that evening, a strange, heavy exhaustion took her. She fell into a nap so deep it felt like a trance. She woke up at 7:15, shivering, unaware that her sleep was a shield. The odds were 1 in a million. Some call it a fluke of physics. Others call it the hand of something we aren't meant to understand. But as the choir stood in the snow, looking at the crater where their voices should have been, they didn't call it math. They called it a miracle. Is it possible that sometimes the universe whispers to us to stay just a little bit longer? Or was it just a series of lucky mistakes? In the dark, it's hard to tell the difference. If you want to hear more stories from the edge of the unexplained, make sure to like this video and leave a comment with your thoughts. Did fate step in, or was it just a coincidence? Subscribe to Candlestick to keep the flame lit. Until next time, watch the clock.